This tutorial will teach you how to better search for books, articles, and other records in our library catalog and databases. I will be doing my search in WorldCat today, but these tips will work for any database. In WorldCat, we'll need to click on the Advanced Search bar before we begin. The most basic part of searching is knowing how to use Boolean operators. The most popular of these are AND, OR, or NOT. You'll want to think of these Boolean operators as a Venn diagram. So say that you're searching for history about Brookline and Boston. If you'd like to only see results that mention both of these places, then you'll want to use AND. These results will show you only the middle of the Venn diagram. If you're searching the history of the area and want only results that discuss Brookline and none that mention Boston, search Brookline, not Boston. This way, any results that mention Boston alone or Brookline and Boston won't be included in your search results. If you'd like to have results that mention either Brookline or Boston, then you'll want to use OR. This will give you the most results, bringing up anything mentioning Brookline and Boston, or anything mentioning just Boston. Let's return to our search, where we will certainly use Boolean operators. Today I am looking for a book that I remember seeing before about the Cold War. I know that it had Cold War in the title. The first thing I'll want to do is search Cold War as a title search, not a keyword search. This means that it will only search for records that have Cold War specifically in the title. Also, I'm going to put quotation marks around Cold War. This means it's going to only search for the two words together. As you can see, we still need to narrow these down. I know that the book I'm looking for discussed either women or gender roles as well. I can't remember if either of these words were used in the title, so I will instead search for these as keywords. Because I'm not sure if it was women or gender, I'm going to use a Boolean operator of OR. As you know, women is the plural of woman. If the record discusses a woman or a woman's role, then women won't bring back those results. I could search women or woman or gender, but instead I'm going to use a wildcard. A wildcard is when you replace a letter with the pound sign, which is above the 3 on your keyboard. The database will search for words that have any letter where that pound sign is. For example, this will search either women or woman. We're doing a great job narrowing our searches, but I think that we need to refine it a little bit more. I remember that the book also mentioned family, so I'm also going to search that as a keyword. Because I want to keep women or gender separate, I'm going to put this in parentheses. Putting something in parentheses separates it out as a separate search. Now I'm going to use AND because I know it discussed women or gender and family. Before I start this search, I want to think about the word family. Families is its plural, so just searching for one of these words isn't going to bring back search results for both family and families. Here I can use what's called truncation. Truncation is when you put an asterisk after the beginning of a word to search for multiple endings. For example, typing photograph with an asterisk is going to search for photograph, photographs, photographer, and photography. In our search, putting an asterisk here is going to search for family or families. Remember, you can also use the database's limiters to help you with your search. I always like to use the format limiter if I know that I'm looking specifically for an article, a book, perhaps a movie, or a DVD. You can select one of these to really narrow your search. I remember that the book I'm looking for is an ebook. Also, I remember that it was current, within the past 10 years, so I'm going to limit my search by year from 2004 to 2014. As you can see, I now have 41 results, which is enough to look through. And here, on the third result, is the book I was looking for. Homeward Bound: American Families in the Cold War Era. Congratulations! You now know how to use Boolean operators, parentheses, truncation, wildcards, and database limiters to better help you with your searching.